Hello darling, welcome or welcome back. Silent and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. I hope that you're doing fantastic. I'm going to do just a collective reading. I did already do a reading, but I'm not sure that I'm going to post it because it feels like a very it feels like a very narrow reading. So I feel like it could literally be for one person. I will post it if you want to, but it's literally like some third party removed doing the absolute energetic most to try to bring you down, okay? If that would be your reading, you would already know this, you would already sense it. This could be like a partner of an ex, or your current partner's ex, I'm not sure. Something like that. If you're interested, I'll post it. But I'm not going to post it unless I feel like there's enough interest in that, because it feels just so narrow-lensed about it. Okay. I'm going to get the heat signature for these cards. I'm going to angle the camera down. I'm going to identify who I'm reading for, kind of your backstory, so that you would know if this is your reading or not. And then we'll get into the reading, okay? I'm going to put this down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. Did my shuffle. I'll put a timestamp in the description box below to the beginning of the reading if you don't want to watch me get the heat energy signature of the cards, okay? Here we go. Somewhere I can get them. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see who this reading's for. Is this your story? Let's see. Okay, at the bottom we have the unseen. Okay, before I even get the other cards, I immediately feel like you felt invisible in this world. Okay, the majority of your life. I feel like you've had an ability to recognize in yourself and others in the world things that other people are not instinctively aware of. You see the nuance in things. But again, that has this feeling of like fragmentation, okay? With feeling like I am immediately feeling a sense of loneliness in being the one person who can see, feel, and understand others. But because you hold that gift, there's really not been anyone around you that has really seen you in your true essence and your true vulnerability. They've not really seen who you are. And that's not to say that you've not been yourself. They've just not, you would just know that the people who've been in your life have really interpreted you through their own lens, okay? Then we have the sustainer, the mountain, the castle, Anima Mundi, and the Queen. I heard, I feel like a high priestess. I forget who sings that. Herbie, I think that's her name. I feel like I'm talking to someone who has really triumphed over every challenge in their life. You don't let obstacles stop you from your goals. You've become someone who has really focused on your stamina to endure and persevere in your life. Your focus has been the kingdom that you call your life, okay? Your home specifically could be very important. Anyone that you view as family, even if that's not blood related. You've created your own family through friends, acquaintances. You're closer to people who are maybe outside of your bloodline than your genetic DNA, okay? And you're very much okay with that. I feel like you recognize that what you came up from was teaching you how to be in this level of empowerment, okay? You've learned how to create your reality from what you're given and make more of it. You never let anything in your life become an excuse to quit. I feel like you could have been surrounded by a bunch of people who found any excuse to quit, any excuse to give in, to justify. I literally heard just pitifulness. And I feel like you say that not with judgment, but with just straight up calling it as it is. You're just like, that behavior, those excuses is just people living the energy of pitifulness. And I will not. I will not be pitiful. What is this about? What did you go through? I feel like you literally came up from having to feel like you had to do the absolute most to sustain yourself. I'm feeling like surviving on scraps here. And that was enough for you to say, I'm not going to repeat whatever patterns I came up in. I'm going to be the emergency exit to myself, to my family. I'm getting us out of here. I'm literally feeling like someone growing up in the hood. If it's not the hood, then it could just be like the poorer side of town. And you're just like, I feel like you, at a young age, you were able to recognize, I understand people in desperate situations do desperate things and they excuse that, but then it's a perpetual loop of desperation, desperate things, looping over and over and over again. And I feel like you said, I can't do that. Obviously, desperate acts leads to desperation. I want to be sustained, not desperate. I'm feeling someone who has really refined their character. I do feel like this has shattered a foundation for people around you. Like I said, there's this feeling of you being closer to chosen family than blood family. Because pushing against these narratives, maybe not going down a specific life path, not joining a specific, there could be gangs involved. I'm heavily feeling that. Getting pressured to do the desperate thing and having to be like, no, that's not my life. And I feel like some people really have taken that personally, like you're judging. And you're just like, I'm not judging, I'm thinking about what our future needs. I'm getting someone arguing with an uncle who's maybe 20 plus years older. And this uncle's like, what the fuck do you know about struggle? Oh, okay. This person could have literally tried to crush your dreams. Tried to make you feel small. I want you to know, I feel like you already recognize this, but if you didn't, if no one's acknowledged this, what that person said, that was from a wound of their own dreams falling through. Feeling like they failed to live through what they wanted for their life. And subconsciously, it really pains them. Other people's success, other people's drive. It pains them. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because it makes them feel like a failure. Okay? Let's get this reading. Okay, what is this about? What is this reading about? Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I wanna fly like an eagle. Okay, what is happening? I'm trying to get this card. All right, we got time that came out. We got air in reverse. Look at your power. Look at that. We got air that came out in reverse. So this tells me that something is grounding back down. Okay, I literally feel like if I'm remembering right, that symbol is the symbol for Earth in this deck. I'm gonna check it real quick. I know that somewhere. Where is that? Anyways, I feel like, yes, literally. So going from mental manifestation, mental manifestation, thoughts, dreams, you're grounding it back down into reality. Look at that. Literally the same. And then I see good fortune here. Look at you changing your life. Look at you bringing in the energy, not just thinking, but doing. I feel like you've gotten really in touch with the fact that time is not on your side. Not every day is granted. Every day is a gift. And when you view it like that, when you view every situation, everything as a gift, then you transform the way that time works for you, right? You've learned to grow things, grow your connection with other people, really build friendships. I feel like this friendship is even with yourself, okay? I feel like you're making good connections right now. What did that have to do with? Lucky? People call you lucky. People call you lucky. You got guides. Literally, you're like coming in contact with the right people, the right situation, the right place. And these are people that are not in your family. And I do want you to know, this is a path for your growth. You already know this. This is a confirmation for you. I'm not telling you something that you don't know, sweetheart. You already know. You're already in your power. Let me tell you though, don't let anyone undermine your work, your determination as sheer luck. They can think that all they want. They can think, I don't know, maybe they did a deal with the devil. Maybe that's why they're successful. Or maybe they conquered their family's devil. Ever think about that? You're the one conquering your family's devil. But they call you in it. They accuse you of making a deal with one. You're the one standing up, doing the right thing, making good connections, being accountable. There's no thief that's a queen. There's no thief with a castle. You have integrity, you're honest, you're straightforward, you do the freaking work, you do the job. You nurture yourself, you nurture others, you nurture the relationships, you nurture your work. You view everything as an opportunity. You have well earned what is coming up for you. It's just a matter of time, okay? What is coming up for darling? Well, I dropped my positive pickles. Which is funny because pickles are sour, so recognize some people could want to say certain things. This came up in the reading that I haven't posted. Notice the haters. Notice the haters, even in your family, how they won't even be able to insult you without complimenting you. They won't even be able to insult you without complimenting you. That will become aware. You'll become aware of that. You'll be like, man, even when you're trying to insult me, you're complimenting me. Isn't that funny? Oh my gosh. Literally the master of your material realm, your manifestation powers. Your level of awareness of your consciousness, of the conscious stream that is connected to, you may call it God, that's fine. Whatever your relationship is with that, it's mighty powerful. You've integrated everything. You're like, I'm doing the hard work, I'm showing up for me. There's not a single time that I'm not busy. I'm helping others, I'm teaching myself, I'm learning, growing, I'm grinding. So yeah, it's no wonder that people don't have anything Even when they try to insult me, it's a compliment. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? What is coming up for darling? You could be going viral. The Star and the Magician could be going viral. Your wildest dreams. Okay. Six of Swords. Here's the deal. You don't have time to argue with these people, and that will become apparent very soon. So if you feel like you have to defend yourself to these people, just recognize that you don't. Just let your actions, your intentions, your behaviors prove yourself. And here's the deal. I don't even think that you're focused on proving yourself. You're just focused on improving yourself. That's it. Like, I don't have shit to prove, but sure as shit, me improving myself will prove itself. That's not the point of it, but that's just a little side effect of it, okay? People might be trying to get you to come back, to reassess. They want to argue with you. They want to remind you where you came from. They'll accuse you of forgetting where you came from. What's coming up for darling? That tells me if they're accusing you of forgetting where you came from, that is the insult. That's a compliment in disguise. I want you to know that. Anyone or anything that says you've forgotten where you came from, that just shows you how much you've grown. It's a compliment in disguise, okay? Queen of Pentacles, literally. Could be a mother figure or an aunt. Temperance. I feel like you could have... Do you have one feminine energy that's around you that stands up for you gently? I feel like you had a conversation with this person before that really put like the wisdom into perspective. This feminine energy could have been the one who told you don't do what these people are doing. Don't do it. Don't judge them, but don't do it. This exact feminine energy is the one who's also having your back in a gentle way, non-confrontational, not aggressive, okay? But just simply like, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm so happy that they're up out of this. That's someone that you'd want to stay on their good side, don't you think? Oh, well, if you feel lost and forgotten, what type of person are you being? Have you earned the way out of their life? What type of person are you being? This person is like reflecting that whoever you're around, you've noticed whoever you're around really reflects who you are. You've really taken that to heart. So that's why you're like, I'm not involving myself. I don't judge them. I don't wish them ill. But I simply cannot be in that environment, because the more I'm in that environment, the more I'll see that in myself. I don't want that. I don't want that for them. I want them out of that environment. But if you know someone's not going to change their own life, take accountability for their own stuff, if they're going to keep doing the same thing, you're just like, I can't be in that. What part of success and sustainability and building a castle and being empowered is involved in desperation? I have to leave that behind so I can build my castle, build my kingdom, so I can take care of my desperate people. People try to accuse you of being too big for your shoes. You still greeting them with love. Okay, what's coming up? The Chariot. Well, some fast progress moving forward. Ace of Cups and the Magician. Queen of Wands. I'm heavily feeling like your story is important, and if you haven't shared your story, now would be time to write down how you would share your story in a way that would also help others. That's the key here. Being in service to others, and that being the focal point. That's how you... If you're in service to others, you'll magnetize others. You'll magnetize the support, supporting others. There's something about you sharing your experience to help others. And that could be like a real kickoff point where you notice a lot of support flowing into you faster than you're even able to recognize. Telling people how to change their life, how to change their mind, how to take their life into their own hands. Okay? The Fool. Challenging their belief system, doing the thing even though it feels impossible, even though that's not how they were raised. Okay? How will others perceive, darling, when this happens? I just saw the Hermit. I just saw the Hermit and the Lovers. I got to tell you, if you do go viral, you will have some people who feel like they have a soul connection with you that they do not have. They will try to tell you that. They will try to tell you that. People out of the woodwork. You're like, where did you even come from? I don't even know you. I don't even know you. You're trying to keep your energy to yourself, you know, focusing on yourself, really recharging. And there's people just like wanting to be, they feel like you're their soulmate because they see something in you that they don't have. Okay. Ace of Swords, literally what you speak, your story. I knew that was going to come out. Ace of Swords. You're causing breakthroughs for a lot of people and the proper steps to take. Look at the stair steps behind this person's neck. Your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience is well heard. It's well heard. It will be well received. And it will cause a ripple effect. I'm viewing like this as a ripple effect. I know it's not a ripple effect, but that's how I'm viewing it. Okay. It's a ripple effect for others in similar communities, for others like you, for others not like you. The way you will speak this, it will have a deeply impactful resonance in many people, okay? Two of Swords, Ace of Swords to this Two of Swords. Literally, I feel like you're calling out, why are you letting your circumstances hold you back? Why are you using that as an excuse to give up? Why are you resistant to change? You are responsible for your life. You don't have to be a victim. You can be a victor. There's going to be some people who don't want to see who don't want to hear what you have to say. Don't take it personally. It's not about you. Some people would rather keep the blinders on than have to self-assess. On the other hand, you could give some people the will to freaking carry forward, to be decisive, to be intentional with their life. Your words hold major power. I'm seeing like a whole community deciding to do what they can in their own way, okay? How do we want to close this off, Spirit? I guess what's the vibe? Okay. Let's close this off. Okay, I'm picking up on that personal story with the possible uncle. This uncle or this person who really tried to crush your dreams, I want you to know that they're not rational, okay? There was no rationalizing with them. You were not going to win that fight, okay? This is someone who's in that Two of Swords energy, determined to not change their mind, to not change their life. They have found every excuse to delay any growth in their life, to feel stuck in their circumstance, to feel like a victim. This may be one of those people. I am bringing up specifically this feminine energy that I was talking about has confronted that person. Okay? We got intimacy, laughter, isolation, and feminine energy. This feminine energy has confronted that person and you don't need to worry about what that person says to them. Okay? I specifically feel like this feminine energy literally laughs to themselves anytime they hear anything. I feel like this came up in a short yesterday, that whatever this person has been trying to say about you, however they've been trying to insult you or like assassinate your character in some way, I just want you to know it's laughable to everyone who hears it. And everyone around this person can clock where that person's intentions are coming from. A feeling of anyone who came from the same situation as me, literally the same family, you were there, you know exactly how this person got where they are, and you chose to do different, so therefore you're a threat to their identity and their truth, and what they said was inevitable for them. That's why they're mad. Because they've used the experience as an excuse. You used it as a reason to overcome. Same experience, two polar opposite ends of the energetic and accountability spectrum. I just want you to know what this person chooses to do. If they let your success be bitterness for them, that's not your fault. And you don't need to worry about it. And everyone who hears what they have to say about you, they see exactly where it's coming from. You're not the only one who sees it. And even though you maybe have felt unseen, unappreciated, unvalued, like no one really gets your heart because you've been so different from how you were raised, I want you to know people actually do see your heart. Because it's materializing. You're so different that you're creating different. It's materializing. People see you. They maybe don't know how to verbalize or validate that in a way that would feel even equatable. Words fail, but the understanding is there for you. I just want you to know that. You do have people in your court. You're not alone. No one believes. I literally heard no one believes that motherfucker. Someone wants you to know no one believes that motherfucker, okay? I'm gonna leave this here. All right, I love you so much. I hope that this reading resonated for you. If it did, let me know down in the comments. I love to see all of your confirmations, how things align with you. It really warms my heart. I can't respond to every comment, and I've been trying to focus on my own energy, so I've been pulled away, but I do want you to know I see you. I appreciate you. I value you so much. I'm so thankful for each and every single one of you. Thank you for everything. I'm really thankful that I got to tap into this energy. If this was your energy and you were open for me reading for you, thank you. You're an inspiration. You're amazing. Share your story, okay? I love you so much. Take care and ta-ta!